Hi, I'm Margi Winn, and I will be presenting today and a presentation that will help you to maybe look and fine-tune some of your ways that you diagnose your clients. I've been in this industry for about 40 years, and I also have improved in some other aspects of the beauty business. I actually grew up in the beauty business, and my mom was a hairdresser, so she always wanted me to get into it. I started in 1980, and back then school was just 10 people in the class. I went to Christine Valmy, and there I actually was trained by Christine Valmy herself. I moved to Florida from New York during that time, and I've stayed in Florida since then. This is my home, and I love it. So I've been here for over 40 years as well. And I learned about SESHA Skin Therapy. I'm actually one of the freelance trainers. I've known Phyllis, the owner of SESHA Skin Therapy, Phyllis Shea, and I learned about SESHA Skin Therapy about 20 years ago, pretty much when they just started. And what intrigued me about them is that the difference is in the delivery. So what does that mean? That just means that they have a product line that they created, a delivery system that they use in their line. At the end of this session, I will be pulling up a screen of our 50% discount for an entire week. And there will be a code, and the code you will use at the end of the purchase for on the website. So my topic is Future of Aesthetic Diagnostics. Here are ways that you can utilize your clinical diagnostics, ingredients, and delivery systems and obtain the optimal results that you can get for treating hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, anything relating to aging. So, as you know, the future is here. We're all panicking to learn the same thing. We are all here, and during this pandemic, it has really pushed a lot of us that should have been learning this maybe 5 years ago. As you know, science and technology has transformed our lives in so many ways. Can you imagine if we did not have this platform during pandemic to just learn, to connect, to Zoom with people, to create these classes? I mean, it would be horrible to be able to just sit home and not have any connection. So there's a lot of, advantages to having the technology, as you are all aware. There are also some disadvantages because you get people that are addicted to being online all the time. So we are just as busy as we were before. But before we had more time to spend with family and friends. Now we just connect on the internet and we don't have that social emotion. So I feel like having gone through this time right now of uncertainty, it's really getting us to really learn how to go back to connecting. And let's utilize the technology to be more productive. And this way we can get ahead a little bit more. So we have a lot of challenges, and we also have a lot of opportunities, and the opportunities are there. You just have to look for them, whether it's in classes you want to learn, whether it's you want to upgrade and learn about reflexology or aromatherapy or sound therapy. I mean, it's unlimited. And being in this industry, I've worked in different formats of this industry, and that gave me the platform to open up my own studio. And in my studio, I use SESHA Skin Therapy. I happen to like it. My clients like it because it's science-based and I know the product very well. And I explain to them everything that they want to know about the products. So no matter how much the world is evolving, consumers will continue to strive for a fountain of youth. And we as estheticians will always care for the skin the beauty industry will continue as long as we live. The clients that you have that are following you, they will follow you as long as you cater to them. So constantly evolving in this industry is important, and that's what we're all doing right now. I'm just as nervous here as Gina was, but she was like an expert online. I only got to see a little bit of her, but she was amazing. I'd love to talk to her at some point. So let's continue to exceed the client's expectations. So let's talk about on the horizon. There are a lot of top beauty trends now, and we kind of have to move towards that. If you haven't already heard, ageless beauty is the new word for anti-aging. I never really liked anti-aging. I kind of felt that was just a strange way of saying no wrinkles. I actually like saying age-defying. You're going to see a lot more marketing going towards ageless beauty because we want to market that. We're going to go into it later about the different types of generations. And so ageless beauty is really going to be more hyped up to target the unforgotten generation, which we'll talk about. Anti-pollution skincare is on the rise. It helps with blue light exposure. You're seeing it in products already. You're seeing it in serums, and you're also seeing it in glasses. You're on the computer for too long. We're noticing that, there may be some eye damage. And now a lot of people are working remotely out of their homes, so they're on the computer a lot longer than they should be. Advanced microbiome skincare and CBD. Now, studies have shown that the advanced microbiome skincare is actually higher percentage-wise of consumers interested in it more than CBD. And advanced microbiome means that they're looking into actually targeting a little bit more personalization on the type of microbiome, and everybody has different microbiome on their skin. And so what's happening and what the challenge is trying to find products that will target those microbiome carefully for each individual. Blue beauty is on the rise. What is that? That's just kind of like we had green beauty. We still have green beauty, except that now green beauty is becoming more about being transparent that your products really have green beauty ingredients and that you how could I say this? That you are being transparent about what you say that's in your products and ingredients. So blue beauty is really more aiming towards protecting the oceans and the water. So you're gonna see more companies partnering up with organizations to help charities to protect the oceans, and also you're going to see a lot more products. I saw that they're coming out with some hair products that are without water and they're solid, so that's kind of interesting too. Environmental ethics, eco-friendly packaging. There's going to be a consumer that says, well, you don't have the packaging I like, so I'm not interested. But I think we have a little ways around that, but it is around, and people are being more conscious about how the types of products that we have packaged. Men's beauty boom is going to grow. It is growing, actually, and we're seeing a big boom in that now, especially with eyebrows, with hair, with skin. Sexual wellness products is also on the rise, believe it or not. And there are some products out there if you have clients that are menopausal or baby boomers. Sometimes there's products that can really target for them, and you can be very discreet about it. Personalized and home use artificial intelligence skin analyzers is really big, and a lot of people are looking into that. A lot of brands are bringing it into the stores, or they're actually bringing it into a software program that can be on their websites that you can actually go in and target and brand your products. So it's interactive, and actually you're going to see a rise in that because more and more people are going to be afraid of touching things, and we're all concerned about germs now. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then DNA skin testing, it's eventually going to become more affordable, and that's another way of personalized. So there's a lot of emotion. I heard someone talking about that yesterday, that you have to your clients are going to be emotionally attached to certain things, and this is one of the actual things that they will be attached to is being more personalized with what their skincare needs are. So around the globe on the rise. It's really interesting. I was looking at the things that since the pandemic, what has gone up and what has gone down. And the most that was on the chart was actually bath, body washes, body lotions, and bath soaps. And like in France, there was 800% rise in French milled soaps, that was kind of incredible. What else? You're going to see, okay, so then the next category was nails. Nails went up by 37%, nail care for home use. And that actually went up online 140%. We all know that online shopping is going to be where it's also going to be that is on the rise at this time. Hair care is also on the rise as clients are trying to take care of their own hair, and sometimes they can make a mess. Skincare was slightly down, but skincare is going to be the one that they claim, and this was on an article over in GCI, which is a global international magazine. They said that skincare actually is more resilient to any of the other choices to buy. So that percentage did go up. Men's grooming, of course, and beauty tools. That actually went down a little bit, but it's still a little bit of a rise. And then the other thing that's going to be on the rise is evidence-based skin analysis. So again, people are going to be looking for the type of tools that you have, how you're analyzing their skin, and explaining and educating them to convince the newer clients that you are a professional and that you can help them in ways that they can't get just going to a department store. On the decline, we saw more decline on cosmetics, of course, due to the mask that we're wearing now. People don't care. They're just not wearing as much cosmetics, although eye makeup was a little bit on the first scale, but the face makeup actually declined a lot. And also lip color, which is interesting because I think we had some other decades ago, we had something that happened and people were buying lipsticks and lipstick sales were up. So eventually we'll see an upswing on that, but at the moment they're noticing that. So changes due to COVID. Now, the changes due to COVID, and we can expect that we're going to probably go through this till the end of the year, maybe into next year, where we have to just get used to the way things are moving. We're probably going to see closures of stores, possibly salons and spas, or maybe even merging. Some people may be closing their shop, but maybe merging with other artistic or estheticians or massage therapists or other people that want to connect together to stay open and be there for the community. Hotels, also, that's on the decline. That's hurting very much. In spas, like major spas, and airlines won't have accessibility to direct flights. We're going to see a lot less of that. So AI, artificial intelligence, is becoming more and more popular within the industry because more and more people are looking for options to personalize themselves. So let's talk about environmental exposure and damage. Studies have shown that exposure to UV accounts for 90% of premature aging. Collagen and elastin fiber breakdown, as you know, lie deep in the cells. Pigmentation, fine lines, and wrinkles are a factor of what happens, and also to eye damage as well. Other contributing factors to skin damage is infrared radiation. And we know that 40% of the UV rays from solar creates heat in our skin. So if you have clients that already have an issue with pigmentation and they're outside and they're standing there for a little bit, generating more heat into the skin, they're going to have a higher amount of pigmentation in the skin, especially if they're in the menopausal stage because of the hormone level change. Or some women in that stage are taking bioidentical hormones. We have to take that into consideration because that will definitely create more pigmentation, especially when they're exposed to the heat. And another form of infrared radiation that can be caused from heat is some of the gyms now offer this infrared unit. You walk in and it's got all these lights that are bright, and the heat is so intense. I actually tried to do it, but I went in and I was so shocked at how hot it was. And I'm the type of skin that pigments very easy. And I stepped out of there and I told the guy at the front, like, you didn't tell me it was that hot. And, but people go there because they exercise and they feel a lot of muscle aching. And supposedly that helps with that. On short term, they say it's not a problem, but on long term it is. The other one is EMFs. There's a lot of controversy about that. And although FDA claims the studies of electromagnetic fields are not a health concern, I see evidence otherwise with some of my clients. I'm starting to see younger clients be exposed that are on the computer all the time, on their phones all the time, and they're getting pigmentation issues a lot sooner than we used to years ago. So let's talk about clinical skin diagnostics. I always do a pre and a post analysis. And when I have a new client, I always email the consultation forms. Now we're doing everything via virtual. So because we have to wear a mask while we're working, if we meet a new client that comes in and you arrange an appointment with them, they're not going to know what you look like. So I like to do a via virtual consultation with them after they filled out the email consultation forms. If they cannot print it, I go over it with them, and then I have the actual forms with me. Now, skin diagnostic tools and analyzers. There's a lot of analyzers out there, as you know, that check the moisture level, and there's quite a few companies out there that offer it. Skin diagnostic tools. We started out with the magnifier lamp. And then later on came the skin scope, which is the Woods lamp, which is the black light, which that also, that was kind of cool because it's interactive. The client can stay on the other side and you would be on one side, and you can show them the little colors that show where the oil was and the little where hydration, where they lack hydration and where their skin was thin. So all of that is a kind of cool tool to have, although now we have things that can be interactive with Bluetooth. Diagnostic tools that the client can actually connect to her Bluetooth and be able to detect what's going on with her skin. So those are the latest trends. I'm sure some of you already know that. And I think it's so important that when we do the pre and post analysis that we educate our clients. And as we're educating them and what we're seeing when we look under that mag light, it's so important that you actually explain to them what you're seeing, what conditions you're seeing. Sometimes the client will tell you, oh, my skin feels dry. But when you look at it, they still have a lot of oil in there, but their skin's dehydrated. So now you have to tell them the difference. Artificial intelligence skin diagnostic tools, that allows you to customize to offer your products as a selling tool. Some of the big name brands are starting to use that in department stores. I have a friend that works in Neiman's, I think, and she was explaining to me how she interconnects with her client and reminds them what they need to get, and they get an automatic. There's apps that you can connect to as well. To create that sense of connection with your client. And some of the clients are liking that. Now, discussing a treatment plan prepares you ahead of time and adds value to your services. So when you're doing that analysis, that's the most clinical way to do it. And you go over every single question. I've had clients that, millennials, that will come in, have a treatment for the first time, and some of them are very interested in just relaxing. They know how to stay connected to themselves. And so I was a new client, and then she didn't mark off anything where it said, are you pregnant or are you pregnant? So she did mark that off, and we went over everything, allergies and everything. And then we were talking about the different treatments, and she asked me about microneedling. So then I said to her, I said, well, there's some contraindications with microneedling, and you have to let me know that, you know, whether any of these items you know, make sure you cover those in the actual consultation. And believe it or not, I had a client who wanted to have that service. And when I found out right before she signed the consent form, I specifically asked her, if you're pregnant, everything that I tell them in the analysis is that it's all confidential. When you work in the medical facilities, you have the HIPAA law. So you cannot discuss your patients. But in the beauty industry, we don't have that. So we have to let people know. So we have to let them know that we are going to keep whatever they tell us in that room confidential. And a lot of times when someone's pregnant in the beginning stages, sometimes they don't want to tell anybody yet. They kind of want to, you know, wait till they make sure that everything's okay and that they're not going to have any issues. So that was something that's really important to make sure that you cover the contraindications in your pre and also post analysis. I'm always checking my clients at the end. Have you changed your medicine? Anything new? Are you using new products? If they're not using your products, or if they're using some of your products and they're buying other products, you want to know all those things, because it can have a reaction. It can have a reaction with your treatments that you decide you want to do. So one of the things that I learned when I was going to school, so I was trained with Christine Valmy herself, and one of the takeaways that I took at 18 years old was that she told us mastering your eye is an important factor in proper skin analysis. Never, ever judge someone's skin without looking through the proper tools that you have. So mastering your skin analysis with a clinical approach can also offer value to services. This is how you're going to get your treatment sold. This is how you're going to talk to your clients about the products that you have, the advanced ingredients that you have, so that you have that opportunity to already talk to them and convince them that you have something they don't have, but they need. Now, this picture here is a company called Perfect Corp, and you can look them up online. I found them under Trend Watching, and this particular is a software. They're a company out of Taiwan. They're a software company that actually created this software you can put on your website, and it's interactive, so your clients can see right away. They just take a picture with their cell phone, and then it gives them the image, and it's able to detect all of this instantly. And we'll talk about the different generations that are going to love this. So it's amazing because you can see all these things all at once. Now, the most important thing you can do is really know your target clients. Who are you marketing to? That's the first thing you learn in marketing. Who are you marketing to? And what kind of products do you have that can help market these particular generations? So let's look at the different generations that we have. The baby boomers, they actually are your most loyal clients, believe it or not. I happen to have a lot of baby boomers. I do have some Gen X. That's a little bit of a challenge. I'm trying to get them in, and I'll explain why. I love the Gen Y, millennials, because and I'll explain that in a minute. And then the Gen Zs. So in 2020, spending trends, is going to be on self-care. So making moments to disconnect a priority. Why? Because we're going through a crisis. We're going through a change. The whole world collectively is changing, and we weren't prepared to have all of this and to learn everything all at once. So let's talk about baby boomers. They're usually between 56 and 74. That's me in that range. 71, they're the highest amount in the US. And so they spend more. They are, they prefer personal attention, in other words, and they prefer expert customer service. And they are rising online shoppers, but they do refer to their friends and family as to where to buy. A lot of them do research online, but they like to come in and actually purchase things. Although that could be changing because of COVID, but I still have some of my baby boomers that come in, they'll come in with their mask. And that was another thing I was going to tell you quickly. When I have my own studio in Boca. And when I have clients come in, this is so important, and all estheticians should be on board with this. And I bought a box of the disposable surgical masks. And when I have my clients come in, the first thing I do when I book an appointment with them and they're new, or even my clients that I haven't been here since COVID and they want to come back, I tell them that I have a new routine. I'm going to have the door locked. I will unlock it. I will let you in, so you just knock. You'll be coming in, sit down at the first chair there. I ask them to take their shoes off so that my facility stays clean and not bringing any germs in. And I check their temperature. And then I tell them, take your stuff and I'm going to bring you to the face room. You can drop your stuff down, take your mask off. I will be giving you a new mask. And you can either give them a paper towel to put their old mask in so they can fold it and put it in their bag, or give them a plastic bag, whatever you prefer. And then I always have it prepared. I have a little surgical mask in a plastic bag, and I might have a little sample of a hand cream or a cleanser or something that I can give them to take away. And baby boomers love that. Everybody loves that. Who doesn't like a little something when you come in? I know it could be a little bit, it may be a little costly, but right now, SalonCentric has the face masks. You can buy a box of 50. 2 boxes for $25. So you can get online and order it, or you can go to your local SalonCentric. So let's talk about also the trends. So Gen X, there are 40% of the Gen X feel served, and they are actually they're the hormonal group. They're the unforgotten. They're the middle child. So. But they shop conservatively. It's just getting them in could be an issue. The best way to market and to target this generation is usually to send them emails. They love going on email. They don't want to talk to anybody. Listen, when you look at that age group, 40 to 55, usually 40s until 50, they're still raising kids. They're still, taking care of their homes. They are probably, their husbands work, so they have to take care of everything, school. And so maybe they do a lot of charities. Maybe they're taking care of everything that they need to. And sometimes they can put themselves last. That's a growing amount of 65.2 million in the US, but they are actually growing. The next group is, so this is a good way, and you can go online and look this all up too, because it'll help you to target your discounts and your offers so that you can target those particular market. The Gen X is lucrative, so it's a good generation to look into. Gen Y is your millennials. My daughters are 2 millennials. I have 2 daughters, 127 and 129, about to turn 30 this month. And they love shopping everything online. They do like going in and also buying in person, but they like to make it a social event. They find shopping relaxing, where the baby boomers don't find shopping relaxing. So they enjoy it. What I like about millennials, they'll come in and they feel like they deserve to relax. So they know how to relax. They know how to enjoy the moment and enjoy and be present with themselves during the treatment. So another way to connect with them, because they are omni shoppers. They like to go online, they like to check in their phone, and they like to also go in the store. So they're constantly, all the way around, constantly trying to do all three. Online, shopping, what their friends are saying. They go by suggestions. So they're definitely a good group. to market to as well. And you can market to them through texting, you can market to them through emailing. They don't usually expect you to call them, where baby boomers kind of expect you to call them. So there's a difference. Then you have the Gen Z. This is the youngest group, but it's a fast growing group. And this is they are the digitally savvy. They are instantaneous. If you don't answer that phone, they're on to something else, and they're constantly on the phone. And they are also interactive. They like going into the store and playing and looking, and they're going to be the generation that's going to go for the AI. So there's still a good market, but a lot of them, especially in that early years, the 24-year-olds, later years, I mean, they actually may not have a job, or maybe lost their job during COVID. So they may not have the spending power, but some of them still can rely on their families as well to shop. All right, well, let's move on. Now that we know the types of clients and the analysis and all that, let's go to delivery systems, because one of the reasons why I chose SESHA Skin Therapy is because they have a delivery system that they created. And there's three main types of delivery system. There's transcellular, which is straight through the striatum corneum cells, which you use through mechanical ways, ultrasound, microcurrent. So those are ways that you LED. And then you have the intracellular route, which is actually goes between the overlapping striatum corneum cells. In between the cells, you can see that the delivery of active ingredients can go through the cells and reach it at the regenerative level. Now, as you know, when you have ingredients like antioxidants and lots of vitamins and nutrients and peptides, they're all very large molecules. So you want some kind of way to deliver. And so you'll be able to see your clients' changes in their skin with the type of products that you have that have advanced ingredients to really help them see the change in their skin. The last one is I can't say that word, appendage gel. This is usually through hair pathways, through the hair follicle, sebaceous glands, and sweat glands. Sometimes like hair products, like hair color goes through that way. So these are the three main delivery technologies. That's not to mean that on the rise, there's other technologies, which I believe there are other types of deliveries, but these are the main ones. So you have liposome technology, which encapsulates active ingredients and releases it gradually. There are some good to that, but there's some bad to that as well. It sort of is a spear that just grabs the large molecules and brings it through the cells where it needs to. But it sort of it's a little bit unstable sometimes, and it can be a little costly. Nanotechnology is another one. It allows the nanoparticles, so it makes them even smaller, to penetrate deeper into the skin, delivering the nutrients to more layers of the skin. I'm not exactly sure on the stability of that, but if you want more information about the different technologies, feel free to contact me. PET is permeation enhancement technology. That is a patented delivery system that was created by Conrex Pharmaceutical, which is the company that SESHA started with. They actually created this system, and it is currently being used in the pharmaceutical industry as a permeation enhancement. It also is FDA approved as being safe to use in cosmetics and in pharmaceutical delivery. So let's talk about advanced ingredients. Our clinical line has all of the most advanced ingredients that is available. Our vitamin C has 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a highly stable form of vitamin C. So when you apply that on the skin, it converts to L-ascorbic acid. But if you just have L-ascorbic acid, it's not as stable. Another powerful antioxidant is called venusine, and that actually is helps to target oxidative stress, and that is really helps to target the free radicals that happen throughout the day. Also, we have a synergistic blend of ACE, B, and CoQ10 and alpha lipoic acid. And all of those combine together. As you know, you have to have certain ingredients combined together. And I don't have the list of all of them here, but they all prevent the skin damage from free radicals. Another important factor is peptides. Argireline was the first peptide that came out quite a few years ago. I remember trying to sell a product that we had that had argireline, and nobody knew what that was, and it couldn't explain what it did, but it definitely made a difference in the look of wrinkles and lines on the face. So it gave it that relaxation that the skin needed to look and appear more youthful. And there's several different types. They are, the amino acids, and they help to build up your cells. They mimic actually, there's not certainly how they work, but they notice that when you have peptides in a product, it will actually mimic other cells to work to help create repair in the skin. And you have your oligopeptides, you have matrixyl, and so they all have different functions. Another repair product on the market that's big is our DNA serum, which we have this amazing DNA that when I use it during microcurrent or any peels, after extractions, anybody who has any kind of skin that's detrimental, has a sunburn or has some kind of damage to the skin that really needs repair, this is a super antioxidant ingredient. Every one of those ingredients in here all work to repair the skin. Then you also have biotechnological marine-based extracts. What does that mean? That means that they actually are being more conscious about how they're making marine-based extracts, and they're taking them and fermenting them to create more instead of trying to disturb the oceans. Also plant-based botanicals. Niacinamide, of course, as you know, is a B3. It's also calming to the skin. It's also brightening and lightening. Mandelic acid, which is a AHA group, it's also gentle on the skin. And the new form of acids are the polyhydroxy acids, which these are the cousins of mandelic acid. They are just as effective as the AHAs, but they actually are more desensitizing, and they can also be antioxidant and definitely make an improvement in the skin texture. So that almost completes my course here. I love NASNPRO because offers a lot of value in education. It presents and excellent speakers. Maybe you connect with some of them. Maybe you just want to meet them and talk to them and pick their brain. I'm always available if you want to pick my brain about certain things that I work with and the things that I do. An opportunity to learn and meet so many estheticians offers so much informative subjects of this ever-evolving industry we are so passionate about. Made available to you no matter where you live, virtually and in specific cities. Lots of discounts from useful companies for your business. Connections with so many interesting and top-notch products that may have never been exposed to. So I want to leave you with one thing, and that is that only you can allow yourself to grow. And so don't ever make yourself feel like you can't do something. And if you don't feel like you know, or you feel like you need to learn more, learn more. Find ways. There are so many ways now on the internet that we can really learn, and it's really to our advantage. I, as an esthetician, I'm also a reflexologist. I also learned and still studying aromatherapy. I also am a lymphatic drainage because I help people. When I worked in the medical field with plastic surgeons and dermatologists, I did a lot of lymphatic after surgery to help bring down the swelling. And also, I just recently, about a couple of years ago, learned sound therapy. And a lot of my clients, especially the anxious clients, which is the millennials, but also my Gen X they're so stressed because they're so busy with their families. So I want to create products, and I want to create value to them coming into my treatment room, and they can leave out of here saying, wow, I really felt like I tuned into myself and I got a chance to relax and not think about anything but just relaxing.
You know, Margi.
I wanted to tell you also that the show special is for 1 week, starting today. You can get a 50% discount of the SESHA products on our website, which is www.seshaskin.com. And you have to use the code NASNPRO, SESHA. So it's pronounced SESHA, not SESHA. So NASNPRO SESHA. You can do at the very end when you're ready to shop. You pick the products that you want, and if you have any questions, you can always call them, and I'll give you the number next. They will tell you, kind of guide you and direct you if you get stuck on the website. But at the end, when you put the discount code, it will automatically give you the 50% off. Now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you got a little bit of information that was useful. NASNPRO has so much to offer, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet you. If you have any questions about the SESHA products or questions about presentation that I presented today, you want a little bit more further information, you can reach me. This is my number. I also have a website, Margi Winn at iCloud.com. And then if you want to reach SESHA Skin directly, you can go right to their website, or you can go and give them a call at 610-355-2454. You can also follow us. Please follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram under SESHA Skin. I didn't get a chance to write it in there, but you can always call SESHA Skin to find. I'm sure if you scroll through, you'll find it on Instagram. If you scroll through Facebook, you'll find it as well. And we are already connected to NASNPRO, so you can find us there as well.
Thank you so much, Margi. That was great information. It always amazes me when you are still in the treatment room, when you are in the trenches, so to speak, the tips and the experience and the expertise that comes out. So know that Margi's PowerPoint is going to be live. It is going to be available. Well, we are live right now. It is going to be available on the NASNPRO.com in our education portal. So that is a different website than the NASNPROtv, where you need to register for the door prizes. The PowerPoint presentations of today are going to be in the educational portal of NASNPRO.com. Our next segment is going to be with Danae Montague-King. He is the founder of DMK Skincare International Global product line, which they are a platinum sponsor, and they're coming at the top of the hour. Not only is he going to be just